Hey guys, you are watching Bob's Decline. For our quick tip today, we're going to be looking at how to tie in primary conductor using a preformed tie. Alright guys, so the reason that we're going to be looking at this today is I've seen quite a few posts online lately where guys are taking pictures of preformed ties they found on structures that were improperly installed. So the first thing you're going to want to check when you're installing a preformed tie wire is, of course, the wire size. In this particular instance, we're going to be using 2-aught ACSR. Most preformed grips of any sort are color-coded for size. This particular one here, you can see it's got the yellow paint on it, is designed for 1-aught. Now this is a dead-end preformed tie. Our preformed primary tie, in this instance, will be blue for 2-aught. These colors sometimes do vary between different manufacturers. One of the most important steps is to make sure you have the proper size preform so that the wire doesn't simply slide through. I'll show you. Right here we've got a piece of number 2 ACSR, and we're going to be installing a 1-aught grip on that ACSR. Wrap it around our ACSR, and you can see here there's no gaps. It looks like it fits quite well actually. Let's see what happens when we put some Comealongs on that. We're going to give her a couple light pulls here, and you can see already that wire is easily pulling out of that preformed grip. So now that goes the same when you're using a preformed tie for the primary. You want to make sure you got the right size. That way the wire breaks here, that tie is going to hold that wire from taking off down the span. Alright guys, so the first thing I'm going to be showing you is what not to do when installing these ties. You can see the shape of this tie kind of naturally fits the shape of this insulator. People drop that right over top of the wire, like so, and simply tie it on. You're working away on your pole. First thing you do as you inspect the pole, you look up at the primary and you see a tie wire on like this, where the preformed tie is coming up over top of the ACSR. And of course your wire is always moving from the wind and the weather, and eventually this portion right here, oh, you can see here where one ear has already popped over top the insulator, and there goes the other one. So this phase at this point is no longer secure. So instead what you should be doing, if you hold that tie over top of the conductor, you take your end piece, you're going to be dipping that down below the conductor on either side, and you're actually going to do one full complete twist all the way around the insulator and then finish your wrap. Again, starting off here. Now rather than hooking around that ear and wrapping that out, stay on top of the insulator and allow the ends of the preform to pass underneath on both sides. This side we're going underneath, this side we're going underneath. We don't want that grabbing the insulator just yet. Next, we're going to allow that to spin all the way around. You should be able to complete the wrap using only your hands. Should you have trouble if it's bigger wire, you can't get that final click, all you got to do, take your knife. You don't want to damage the conductor. You can simply use the knife to help guide it around, slide it out, and boom. Now, although a properly installed preformed tie of this type is not meant to hold the actual tension of the wire, it's simply meant to ensure that it stays tied to the insulator on the pole. If it is installed correctly, it will hold the tension of the wire during an emergency until line crews are on site and available to make permanent repairs. Let's check that out. What we're going to do next, cut the wire so we have a break in the line. Boom. Now our preformed tie is still holding the tension of that wire from going to the ground. Even with that wire broke on one side, a properly installed preformed wire is doing its job and holding that conductor up in the air until crews can arrive and make repairs. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you liked this video. Work safe. We'll see you next time.